with the sound reading, it goes higher than his music. Well, it depends on who calls.
I'll have a
We have to stand at the property
Oh,
line
yeah.
between the noise source.
Unique clip.
Oh, no, all good.
Never a bother. What's up?
You guys are gonna get it. You guys are gonna get 3 if it's going out east. Going out west, you probably won't have any problems.
I read it, and I quite frankly wasn't. Okay,
Yeah, we have it. He's got his own equipment to measure the sound, so.
Thank you.
got it.
It is a decibel reading, but it's a different measurement. And that's something about my reading.
Right?
What that would look like, but they,
But the thing is,
How are
we
you?
had in there,
good.
you guys did a great job. I love the fact that you had in there.
How are you?
These 3 officers.
Here.
Here, yourself?
Good, good, good.
You have a good
Tired,
time?
but
Yeah,
Super.
yeah, I know.
we have
So,
good tree.
so do we. My nephew
Our tree fell.
and his boyfriend are there, and they just, I gotta say, every time we go for one.
Hey, Chief.
Abuse.
We have a
Is
great
that
time.
on video?
Are you back to?
Is that on video?
I mean, some days.
It got really stormy
Okay,
in here
perfect.
and the tree fell down.
My oldest had it a while back, a couple weeks ago.
Fell on down. At Louisiana, you know, Ida.
Yeah, it's his second.
It looks so naked.
He had
so
it 3
bare.
months ago. Except both my kids. I've had it twice.
Blew off. That's a powerful one.
So
man.
we're,
That was a come to God
We
moment
were
right
gonna hold off on the vaccination just because they're 15 and 16. And if they're gonna get it every 3 months now, my youngest got it worse this time. So our tree went and fell.
fell down. Sylvia didn't like it, so she just hair dryer kind of.
Fighting with the fan, aren't we? Good. We're not merging with Double Oak or anything, are we? Yeah.
Chick-fil-A or something. Right here.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
But only in the caring way, not the mean way.
I would have disturbed.
Nice haircut, Mayor. Very fighter pilot of you.
So that'd be my son-in-law.
Yes.
Time being 6:30, call this special meeting to order. Please rise to the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Presentation. Mr. Counts, Koontz, and Ms. Pritz, and if I've abused those in any way, shape, or form, my apologies. Okay, great, and we've got a proclamation for you tonight, so go ahead and read that. Whereas the United Way of Denton County has been identifying Denton County's needs and responding to them for over 60 years, and whereas United Way of Denton County is unparalleled in the power to assemble partners, providers, and resources to address the needs of neighbors in crisis. And whereas United Way of Denton County works with a network of nonprofits across Denton County to address a variety of needs, including feeding those who face food insecurity, preparing children for success in school, work, and life, and connecting those in crisis to resources to pay bills, stay in their homes, and find employment. And whereas United Way of Denton County remains committed more than ever before to bring people together to help our communities recover, rebuild, and thrive. Now hereby I, Bill Scher, Mayor of Bartonville, Texas, and on behalf of the Bartonville Town Council, do hereby proclaim September 2021 as Live United Month. And ask you to join United Way of Denton County in calling on all residents of Bartonville to live united. Absolutely. So we had a town seal catastrophe over the weekend. It used to be right.
It is gone.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
A public participation. Do you two want to, so the only two we have are on item number 3. Do you want to wait until we get to item number 3? Okay, very good. Jerry, if you would, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address.
I'm Jerry White, 1510 West Jeter, Bartonville, Texas. I'm addressing the item E3 about the HUD thing that y'all are going to be discussing. So, and I got my words kind of written down here. Every time I think the world can't get any crazier, it does. I can't imagine why Bartonville or any other Texas town would agree to HUD having any oversight whatsoever over our housing. Many of our residents may not be aware of this issue since the agenda details were placed under several pages of line item budget allocations, and they maybe didn't get to see it. Plus I'm sure many others urge the council to reject this horrible idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Mr. Peck? Name and address, please, sir.
I'm Greg Peck at 150 Hidden Oaks Trail in Bartonville, Texas. And I'm just making a statement as well. I'm against the HUD, where is it, the block fund, accepting that. I just don't agree with any time that you've got federal government oversight of your local community. So that's my bias, and appreciate your help on that one.
Terrific. Thank you very much. Appreciate your guys coming in. Okay. Public hearing on the proposed annual budget for the town of Bartonville for fiscal year October 1st, 2021 through September 30th, 2022. Staff?
Thank you, Mayor. So, and you included in your agenda packet, you do have,
Good evening.
you do have the latest version of the budget, which has some of the revisions that we discussed from the previous version. That was the August, I believe, 17th town council meeting. It was officially filed with the town secretary August 18th. So in the agenda packet, excuse me, are the changes that have been made since that town council discussion meeting. I do want to make it clear, some of the language inadvertently may say 3 new officers. It's only the 1 new officer plus the 2 existing roles that we already have. So just the addition of the 1 officer. But other than that, all of the other changes are outlined. You do see the impact of the total changes in that transfer line item. There still is that transfer item of approximately $54,000 after the addition of the one officer and then the 3 officers being budgeted at the rate that was discussed. And again, not that it will necessarily be that rate, but it does give our chief of police some flexibility in, making the position a little more competitive in terms of just the law enforcement industry right now. So if there's any questions, please let me know.
Bill, we're about to open public hearing on the budget. Since you're the only one in here, I wanted to make sure you knew what the topic was. We have not. So we've got the 2 budget line items and then discuss that one. No, not at all. We're not in closed session, so you're always welcome. So time being 6:37, we open the public hearing. Do we have anyone that wants to speak in favor? Do we have anyone that wants to speak opposed? Time being 6:37, we close this public hearing. Continued discussion. Looks like it's in line with what we've been discussing up to this point. Changes that we've all agreed to. Anybody else would like to bring forward? Very good. Great, thank you. Council, do I have a motion to direct staff to prepare an ordinance to adopt the budget for consideration at the September 21st, 2021 regular meeting?
Make a motion that we move to direct staff to prepare an ordinance to adopt the budget for consideration at the September 21st, 2021 regular meeting.
Right. Do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, council. Item number 2, public hearing to consider the Bartonville Crime Control and Prevention District's proposed budget for the fiscal year beginning on October 1st, 2021 and ending on September 30th, 2022. Staff, please.
Just like the item that preceded it, this is just a public hearing that's required by law for the crime control portion of our total budget. The only change that was made between this version and the one that was presented in May is that one line item consolidated. So you'll see the funds from line item ending 5203 were moved into 5147, but overall the total budget is still the same. It was just that one change of funds.
Appreciate you guys putting all of the notes up front on the changes we made. Very, very helpful. Okay. Time being 6:39, we open this public hearing. Do we have anyone that wants to speak in favor? No, Chief, that does not include you. Do we have anyone that wants to speak opposed? Great. Time being 6:39, we close this public hearing. Now deliberation. Any discussion, any concerns?
None. I'll move to approve the BCCPD budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2021 and ending September 30th, 2022.
All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, council. Item number 3, discuss and consider a resolution regarding the town of Bartonville's participation in the Denton County Community Development Block Grant for a 3-year program year period, fiscal year 2023 through fiscal year 2025, and approving a joint administrative agreement. Staff?
Thank you, Mayor. So in August, Denton County reached out to the town to see if the town would be interested in joining the Denton County's consortium for the community development block grants. So this is the first time that Denton County is applying directly for, in short, CDBG funding. And so in order for them to qualify, part of it is that they're trying to reach a population count. And so they asked if Bartonville would be interested in joining their population count. And if so, we would be eligible to apply for grant funding through the Denton County to get for any projects that they approve and that are eligible for that type of funding. So the community development block grants focus on low to moderate service people, service of that type of resident. And so some of the projects that could be eligible include street infrastructure that services that neighborhood, or maybe possibly housing rehabilitation. In no way, just to clarify, in no way is this to propose any type of multifamily or low to moderate income family residential. This does not propose any type of zoning changes or designations. However, at this time, staff would recommend a slight change to actually what's presented in the agenda packet, and staff recommends to not participate at this time, just because there are still too many variables. Since this is the first time that the Denton County is coordinating this project on their own, I reached out to them and there were still some unanswered questions. But they did say that if we would be interested, they may extend the invitation next year.
Very good. Yeah, because that's the same thing I think all of us saw as we were reading in the packet. I will tell you, just to point out a few things. So this council, the prior councils kind of neglected some of the areas that were, less wealthy within the town. This council, or at least this council over the period of the last 9 years, since we did the change in administration, we've redone the roads. We've done several things to support the residents there when there's been fires and there's been other things. I think we've done a lot to make sure that we're servicing the entire community. And yes, taking a look at what we can control, because the last thing we want is the two previous speakers spoke to is any control from outside the town of Bartonville. That's a responsibility of the citizens and us as their elected representatives. Anybody like to add to that, or?
Yeah, this makes for a short evening.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you that all the responses that I got back, not one of them was positive in favor of this. And emails included, and I had some here I was going to read, but this makes it easy because this is the devil's in the details on this, and there's a lot of details that are there. Go to the website, you can find a lot of stuff, but then there's a lot of stuff that's in there that's not there that could be, and we would lose control and the county would be in charge.
So
Yeah.
I have one question. I don't have any sentiments different than anybody else. I'm against this,
please.
but how did this come to be on the special agenda instead of our normal? monthly meeting?
Purely timing. So the Denton County needed to get a response back to HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, by September 8th, I think tomorrow. So we accommodated that request into this special meeting.
That's some of the feedback I got too, is that there were people that felt like it got into a special session rather than the general session where other people could have opined.
Sure, completely.
Just-
That
just a
was
thought.
Part
definitely
of that
not the
response
intention.
was because of the holiday being falling, and that was my response to them, that I couldn't tell them what motivated the whoever to put this on the agenda. But obviously, they wanted more time. They couldn't understand why the agenda was posted like Thursday or Friday, and then we had a holiday, and they didn't have time to respond or get back. But anyway, it's a moot point now because at least we don't have that problem to contend with.
Yeah, and as far as the posting goes, I will tell you, we post it as we always do. I mean, we make sure we do it. And in fact, one of the things that I'm very proud of, again, some more of the changes we made from the previous administration is we're sending these things out. We're sending them out in a timely manner. If you look at state law says all we have to do is go post it on a bulletin board in front of the building so we can ride up on our horses and check out what's going on. So definitely, and you guys all know that there's never an intent for the public to not know what's going on. But it was not fortuitous, and that's something we should just keep an eye on going forward. Because again, while it may not have been the intent, we want to make sure that the optics are correct as well.
So do you think that this is going to resurface and show its head back up sometime in the future?
They may ask
We don't
next
know.
year if we're interested in rejoining, but again, we certainly are not obligated to by any means.
Is Denton County, is there interest, or maybe you don't know this with Andy Eads and maybe with Edmonton? Are they actively pursuing this because of needs that they see that they can't get funds through the major cities that they're trying to get the incorporated area? involved?
I haven't heard that.
Okay.
And in fact, Sylvia and I met with Commissioner Edmondson last week on another topic that we'll share shortly. Anyway, and this didn't come up. So I don't know that there's a major push in it
Yeah.
from at least that level. But I will tell you, the county, I mean, they're like us. If you can find monies from other agencies to help out, why not?
Sure.
This one's just too sticky.
Oh, absolutely. And again, and there's some other areas that quite frankly could be better served with this money in the county than the town of Bartonville.
We're in a good position as a town. So, yeah, the question, I kept getting an email, or what are the unknowns? I'm like, that's a great question, you know?
Absolutely. And again, I think we all saw it because I read it this morning. I'm going, huh? And then just didn't have a
Yeah.
chance to call. So
Nope,
very
you're
good.
Spot on, Celia. So.
We're about to go into closed session. Gentlemen, you came in a little bit late. Is there anything did you want to put in and do any public participation? Okay. Well, good to see you. Now we're going to kick you out.
You need to take
Do we
action.
need to vote this?
Oh,
Need
Are you gonna
to-
take action?
So is the staff.
Oh.
work-
yes. I'm sorry. Hey, gentlemen, I'm sorry. One quick second.
Not.
Yes, directing the staff to not.
All right.
Do you want to make a motion not to approve?
Yes. Do we have a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we not approve the resolution on the last item.
Second.
Second?
Second it.
All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, council. Time being 6:47, we are going into closed session. Town council to convene into closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, Section 551.074, to discuss matters relating to personnel as follows: deliberation and consideration of appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of public officers or employees, to wit, town secretary and chief of police. What's that? He hates you, Josh.
Sounds exciting.
So is Sylvia going to get us the recommendation?
Yeah, she just left. She's done. She's out.
And I will do you want to talk to council? No, I'm not gonna leave, so you can talk.
What's the podium?
Oh, I need to. This, county need to. We're still people.
Just out of curiosity, are we at the point now where the no Zoom and no public participation
Streaming.
or live streaming?
So there's no active participation,
Yeah.
but we do. Yeah, if you want to sit at home and watch what we do.
Okay, good.
Guess we won't see it.
So is this,
It started falling down. We tried to fix it on Friday. I came in this weekend and it was on full, so I tried to kind of straighten it out a little bit. And it was sticking to itself and not clean well. It's
Final.
But I expect it really need a new one unless they know how to some way to unstick. So I was trying to pull it apart and flatten it out.
No, no,
It's gone.
it's gone.
A little more expensive than our vinyl. A time being we are reconvened into session. Convened into open session, county council convened into open session, into open meeting and consider actions, if any, on items discussed in closed session. We'll have some conversations tomorrow, so I'll get you guys when I come in. And we'll go ahead and go from there. No other actions on that, so time being 7:15. Thank you, everyone.